Welcome to the Boomer Technician channel. Today we're in Surfside Beach, South Carolina. Standing on the beach, it's a bit breezy, so we'll see how the sound comes out. But we're headed for a local show at a hamburger stand along the beach drive. And it looks like it's a pretty small show, mostly local folks showing up. But hopefully we'll have some good conversations and see some good cars. So take a look around the beach and then head on up for the show. It's early in the spring. I believe this was shot on April 1st. So the beach is fairly vacant, but of course, a lovely place to visit. Always nice to see the birds and a few folks walking around, a couple of kids playing ball up here. And I should note that it's not Seaside Beach, it's Surfside Beach. I'm sure the South Carolina folks are correcting me, and that kind of explains why the restaurant is called Surfside Charlie's. And they've got a nice billboard as you approach it, which made it easy for me to put the Soul Survivor into line here. Pretty small show, about 4 lines of cars, and fairly eclectic mix. We've got stuff from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and the current cars. So that's a look at one set of rows, and here's a look down the second set of rows. The more interesting cars were down towards the end. You can see we've got a couple of nice hot rods here, along with a first generation Mustang, and I believe that was a Shelby. And of course, the Corvette guys all come together and park in a big row. And then as we make our way around the corner here, we're going to see a couple of more unusual things, starting with this pickup. And then we've got this nice Corvair, Pontiac Solstice, a modern Challenger, and I believe after this nice pickup, we've got an original AMX that I maybe should have spent a little more time filming. And over here we've got a Chevy SSR, first generation Camaro, nice little Econoline pickup, and a couple of hot rods packing your typical Chevy small blocks. But today we're going to focus on a couple of cars that have unique engines, starting with this Corvair Spider, which features rather rudimentary bucket seats, but a very nice interior with full gauges. And out back, we've got this turbocharged motor making 150 horsepower. This was the first turbocharged engine offered by a domestic manufacturer in the U.S. market and really set the Corvair apart from its competitors, starting with the opposed 6-cylinder air-cooled light alloy engine mounted in the rear of the car, and of course the turbocharging, plus the convertible top. All in all, a very unique car and not something you're going to see at every car show. And the same can be said for this beautiful Jag XKE. Look at that great paint color. What a fantastic looking car. We can see the great engine there, a little bit of the cockpit view, and then moving to the back, those great lines, those original taillights with a twin tip exhaust. And then in the interior, a big hoop, wooden steering wheel with those rows of rocker switches across the dash. Fantastic. But then, moving under the hood, we've got the dual overhead cam, straight 6 motor with those triple twin throat carburetors for 1 throat per cylinder. That's how you do induction on an engine. So overall, a fantastic looking car and anything but small block V8 powered. I also wanted to get a closer look at this, what appears to be a 50 Ford. It's very nicely finished, and it's got this incredibly good-looking interior. It looks like it rolled off the showroom floor, although I'm sure that upholstery is not factory original. But overall, a very nice car. And then moving under the hood, something a little unusual, a flathead Ford V8. So many of these cars have been converted to small block Fords or Chevy power, and it's great to see that original flathead sitting between the fenders. And then for our last close-up, we're going to take a look at this 57 coupe, hardtop coupe, as a matter of fact. Very nicely finished, as was the Ford. Great looking interior, and of course, it always draws a crowd. Here we've got a nice view of the entire car, and you'll notice there's fuel-injected badges on the fender. So I thought we might have a pretty unique engine here, and that induction system looks a little like a true 57 fuel injection system, but it is in fact a modern electronic fuel injected system. I think it was built by Holley. So not as unique and exciting as I thought it might be, but a great looking car nonetheless. And for our last car, we've got this 55 Chevy drag car, which is the same body as that 57, but an entirely different approach, fully custom, not at all an original car. So I thought it deserved a little attention today. And across the street from our car show was this airplane bolted to a building for some reason. And that reminded me that it's time for us to fly. And on our flight out, we ran into the Darlington Motor Speedway, the granddaddy of them all. So I had to stop. And here I am talking into a dead mic, telling us all how excited I am to be here at Darlington, the original super speedway, one that was really outgrown about 15 years into the life of the speedway. And despite that, they're still racing there today, even though the speeds and the cars don't really fit the track all that well. And with that, let's return to Surfside Beach and take another look at the sweeping vista and remind everybody that this is 11 out of the 50 states that I've now taken the Soul Survivor to, because whenever you're driving across this great country, no matter where you go, there you are.